war continues. After the debacle at the corridor, the Avengers left behind in the second Quinn carrier are now captives and prisoners of war. The Builders single out the Kree-human hybrid Captain Marvel and take her for interrogation. The Builders are bewildered by the recovered bodies of the In-Stasis Abyss, Starbrand, Nightmask, and Captain Universe, and they want answers. Meanwhile, the Alliance and its associated races are recovering at a refugee camp along Ringworld. While most of the Avengers address the needs of the refugees, the Galactic Alliance meets to discuss their increasingly bleak options. Thor and Captain America introduce the Galactic leaders to Ex-Nihilo, who emphasizes the Builders' efficiency and single-mindedness. Based off Ex-Nihilo's statements, the Kree Supreme Intelligence plots the Builders' fleet trajectory. Unsurprisingly, they're headed straight for Earth. Jason of Spartax erupts into an uproar and steps away from the meeting. While Cap begins to relay his own plan, Jason secretly links with the Builders to send a proposition. He seeks safety for himself and for his people in return for handing over Earth to the Builders. The Builders, however, are not so easily swayed, and they use Jason's link to pinpoint the Alliance's location. The issue ends on another grave note. The Builders land a heavy blow on the Alliance refugee camp.
So the Alliance is basically screwed, it seems like.
They definitely are screwed. Jason, such a scumbag, right?
It really made me wish Peter Quill was part of this, interstellar alliance, so that way he could, really talk shit about him.
I definitely feel that the Guardians of the Galaxy should be involved by this point. So much has happened.
When you compare it to previous Marvel cosmic events, it's like, we need Richard Rider and we need the Guardians of the Galaxy. And it doesn't have either. But I'm still liking it, so.
But looking at Jason's move, it does kind of make sense, because if Earth is the only thing that the Builders are after, as someone that's leading an empire, I think you have a responsibility to protect your empire.
Yeah, he's basically saying, we can't win, so gotta make a deal.
Yeah.
But he was pretty good in this issue. I really liked him just talking so much trash about Earth. Like, Cap and Thor come into the Galactic meeting. He's like, I don't want to hear from either of you backwater apes.
I think he had a valid point. Why were they even there, right? It was all empty, except for them just sort of standing off to the side while these powers are talking. I just felt that was like a way for Hickman to just drive the plot forward. It didn't make as much sense to me.
Well, he did have the Kree Supreme Intelligence stick up for Earth, though. He's like, they got a way better winning percentage against the Kree than you do, Jason.
Cap and Thor are the guys that show up at the Alliance meeting, but my question is, maybe someone else should be there? Do you think someone else would have been a better representative for Earth?
I think if you were going to have a human representative to this Galactic Alliance, you'd want somebody smart, or smarter at least. So I would think you'd probably want Reed Richards or Tony Stark.
That's true, but they're just not there. I think Tony Stark would actually be a really good addition, considering his cosmic wanderings of late.
Yeah.
I like the Brood's analysis of their last defeat, where they said, "The beast had a second mouth. We only saw it because we made it scream. Now we really know what we face." I just thought that was a nice, optimistic way to look at this.
Yeah, glass half full. But Hickman presented us another great storyline in this issue, which was actually the Avenger Prisoners of War. And we could see Captain Marvel, Hawkeye, Cannonball, and Sunspot basically being detained by the Builders.
It continues to go back to the Avengers storyline that Hickman built the past few months, with this Builder system all of a sudden reappearing, and the Builders themselves don't even understand how an Abyss, a Starbrand, a Nightmask are even in existence. They're completely baffled by this.
And that doesn't even include Captain Universe, who seems to be a god they rejected.
That's going to be definitely an interesting dynamic moving forward when Captain Universe finally wakes up from whatever regenerative sleep she's gone in.
Yeah, because those four all kind of went into stasis before the big battle. Probably should have brought them out and they could have done some damage. But I do like this Prisoner of War storyline. I really feel like Miss Marvel and Hawkeye can do some damage behind enemy lines.
They definitely could. I think it's just smart the way Hickman has presented this war. It's not only do they have POWs, they also have refugee camps on the Allied forces. It's just they're trying to find ways to house all these people and feed all these people. And I think that's often storylines that are overlooked in these large cosmic events in the past.
Although that refugee camp does look like it's about to get destroyed. So, potentially billions of people are going to die. As a grade, though, for Avengers number 19, what would you give it?
I give it a 4.5 out of 5. The space side of this event is just spectacular. It's so much like a space opera with a lot of political maneuvering, and you saw that a lot in this issue, and that's what I liked.
I'm going to give it 4.5 as well. I completely agree with Kurt that the space side of Infinity is really good, and I also really like this POW storyline.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of Avengers number 19. Before we go, we have a question for you.
We talked about it a little bit in this review, but if you could choose an Earth representative to the Galactic Alliance, who would it be?
We want to hear your thoughts, so put them in the comments below, and if you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up.